Like this was only fitted because it's Pi Day.
I love it.
We've got the moon out there. Right now, you're taking a live look at the moon right now. It is Friday. Glad that you're up with us. We're showing you this because we've been talking about the beautiful blood moon that's been across Indianapolis this morning. It was really nice red color. That's what it looked like a little earlier this morning. So we said around 6 o'clock was the last time that you could probably peek out your window and see it. But we have some pictures for you of what it looked like earlier today. Did you see this on your way in, guys?
I did.
Not see it.
No.
I did, yeah.
Pedal to the metal. She was just driving. She didn't even look up.
And it was a beautiful thing. And, you know, we had been telling people for days, and Matt Standridge did this great thing on 13 Plus, but you can see it with the naked eye, and you could see it with the naked eye. It was a beautiful sight. Made worth getting up at 1 o'clock.
Yes.
No, not really, but.
Well, like we all do, right?
You tried. But a lot of people downtown did see this, and it was warm out there earlier this morning. You didn't need a coat, but is that going to change for us soon?
We are going to get up to 79 today, which is unbelievable for this time of year. Then that's going to pave the way for a weather impact alert day, ladies. And what does that mean? That means we're going to get some storms in here tonight. I would not worry about this at all during the daylight hours, though, because it's going to be just fine. Really a beautiful day. 56 in Indy, 57 in Bloomington. Kokomo is at 43, so we're running 12 degrees warmer than yesterday at this time, but we're not supposed to be this warm. So that's setting the stage with Gulf air surging up from the south for a stormy setup. Now, the first thing we're going to notice is the wind start to pick up really early this afternoon to about 30, and then the wind advisory goes into effect from 5 p.m. until Saturday at 4 p.m. So just be prepared. Wind gusts in excess of 40, 45 miles per hour certainly will be out there today. 63 degrees at 11 o'clock when the kids are at recess. But coming home from school, it's shirt sleeve and sunglasses weather at 79 degrees. Again, not supposed to be that warm. And as this system begins to develop out west, we'll have between 11 o'clock tonight and 6 a.m. Saturday stormy and windy conditions with some severe storms possible. Hail, damaging winds, even the possibility of tornadoes, particularly in our far west counties. Again, we keep it dry all morning long. The west we'll see the rain first at about 10 o'clock tonight, and then hear those storms moving in the wee hours of the morning. Much to talk about, and we'll break this all down for you in a few minutes. But let's get over to traffic. It's always a busy day on Fridays. The rush hour now beginning to pick up. And I do know that, of course, many of you are on spring break this week, and we have, you know, a handful of districts that start spring break today and then continue next week. Right now, no major incidents. We did have a problem on I-65 near that pedestrian bridge where you get off to get to Newfields earlier this morning. Good morning to all of you in Fishers and Noblesville. A really slow start to the morning rush hour at I-69 and 116th. That's good for you if you're leaving, because 60 miles per hour from Fishers to 465 with no delays this morning. And we say good morning to you Carmelites. This is US 31 136th Street. Traffic moving well there. Fingers crossed. No major accidents. We will take a look, though, in depth, ladies, at the storm system on the way in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Chuck. I know we're talking about a storm and the warm temperatures in the 70s today, so snow is probably the last thing on your mind this morning, and hopefully we don't see anything like that anytime soon, but we got to talk about it.
Yeah, unfortunately we do. Now there's a plan to prevent a repeat of all that mess we saw this past January on Indy's side streets. It just cleared a major hurdle. Lauren Kostick is here with us now to look at this new permanent policy. Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning, ladies. Yes, for the last few years, the city's policy, it looked like this. That means the city cleared main thoroughfares outlined in red and then connector streets outlined in blue. But that means all of these gray streets never saw a plow, leaving many to dig out themselves. So now the city is inching closer to a new plan. Just last night, the Public Works Committee voted to send the proposal to the full council, where it will likely get approved next month. And this is a story we've been covering very closely since January. That's when 13 News discovered more than 1,000 miles of residential roads were not part of the city's plowing policy, meaning neighbors were left to dig out themselves regardless of snow totals. Councilors then introduced a proposal to clear those streets, setting new thresholds.
So in this city, what we're saying is that at 2 inches of snow, the connector streets are now going to be plowed. That is a part of city ordinance. And at 4 inches of snow, all of the residential streets are now going to start to get plowed. Now, there are some exceptions. Perhaps if it's going to be 45 degrees the next day, we may not come out and plow, assuming that the warmer temperatures will help melt a lot of that snow.
And DPW told us they are supportive of this proposal and are analyzing the potential cost of it. But of course, the big question is, how is this going to get done? Will DPW need to hire more staff, bring in new equipment, or even change the way they're doing things, or also contractors? So we're going to take a closer look at that coming up at 6:30. But like we've all been saying, hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't need to use this policy anytime soon. But I think when we're leaving our neighborhoods next time it snows in the winter, we'll be very thankful.
We'll be ready. Hopefully they'll be ready next winter, like you said.
Let's hope so.
Lauren Kostick, thank you.
Your time right now is 6:05. To our other top stories, we're checking in to see if charges will be filed against a driver accused of hitting a motorcyclist. At last check, the victim is still in critical condition this morning. This happened on the city's south side here near Raymond Street and State Avenue. Police say that a vehicle hit a man that was on a motorcycle, which allegedly took off, actually parked the vehicle he was driving and ran away. Police were able to track him down and take him into custody about a block away from the scene. And police tell us they believe that suspect may have been intoxicated at the time of the crash.
This morning, a man is now charged in the murder of a 38-year-old woman from August of 2024. Yolanda Shields was found dead near 34th and Shadeland. Shields was shot to death and her body was left by a dumpster. IMPD confirms Wesley Clark Jr. was taken into custody yesterday on an arrest warrant on murder charges. He's expected to make his first appearance today. And Metro Police say they have arrested a suspect in a murder that happened in late February. Around 3 a.m. on the 27th of February, police were called to an area near 10th and North Tibbs Avenue. 38-year-old Pedro Mozambique was found with a gunshot wound. He died at the scene. Thursday, police announced the arrest of a 47-year-old man in connection with this case.
We are seeing video now from Lafayette police of a shooting at a laundromat. You may remember 3 people were shot in this shooting from last December. 1 of them died. The entire shooting happened in less than a minute. We're using still images from that footage to show you what happened. Police said that the shooter, Louis McLaughlin, drove from Lincoln, Nebraska to Lafayette back on December 5th, and he arrived at that laundromat by 7:30 that night. This video shows McLaughlin entering the business and allegedly starting to shoot. The video shows him that he fired enough shots to empty the gun, reload, and then walk around before leaving the laundromat. He then went outside the business and shot himself, where he died. Investigators say it was discovered that McLaughlin thought people in Lafayette were somehow controlling his mind. Police said that he had no connection to any of the victims and that they consider this, unfortunately, a random act of violence. This morning, a man is awaiting sentencing in the killing of Steve Flynn. He was delivering a pizza when he was killed.
Well, the judge convicting Justin Turner of murder and robbery. In 2023, Turner ordered pizza under a fake name and had it delivered to a vacant house. Prosecutors are saying that was a setup to rob Steve Flynn. He was found shot near 16th and Arlington, his car stolen. And we were in the courtroom for yesterday's trial. A security video was shown capturing a car driving off. It was ditched about a mile north, and security cameras caught a man on camera carrying 3 pizza boxes from that area.
His family attended the trial. They're relieved at the result, but say nothing will ever bring their loved one back.
Oh, myself, my whole family, none of us can put it, you can't put it behind you because it is so senseless. It just makes no sense. So each and every day we miss him, and couldn't have happened to a better person. Steve was just one of those great guys. He didn't get to meet his grandchildren. He's had 2 grandchildren since he passed. In fact, Cosette was born the day of his funeral. So it's just tragedy on tragedy, you know. He was a great dad, and he would have been a great grandfather too.
And Turner is expected back in court May 9th to learn his sentence.
We are hearing from the vendor in charge of Marion County's tornado siren system after that failed test earlier this week. The company is now telling 13 News its systems were working at the time and they can't determine the cause, but they are helping the county investigate. Several counties actually had siren test problems earlier this week. Boone County reported issues in Zionsville. Hancock County also had problems Tuesday, and both Hancock and Marion counties will retest their sirens in just a few hours, so heads up, that's at 11. And Zionsville, you'll have a retest at noon.
Well, we are on to the quarterfinals of the Big Ten men's tournament here in downtown Indy.
And one Indiana school still has a chance to compete for the Big Ten title. I hope we're not giving it away which one. The Purdue Boilermakers, they're on to the next round after a back-and-forth contest with USC. The Boilers were led by Trey Kaufman-Renn. He scored 30 points last night. They now move on to play Michigan tonight in the quarterfinals.
And that means the Hoosiers are officially on bubble watch after a loss to the Big Ten in the Big Ten tourney. They lost to Oregon in the first game Thursday, 72-59. So now it's a waiting game to see if the Hoosiers did enough this season to get into the NCAA tournament.
I hope so. Let's turn now to the pros, though, with the Pacers taking the court again tonight. This time they're on the road.
And the team is still riding off that high of that big-time three-pointer from Tyrese Halliburton in their last game. You couldn't have missed that. Here it is in case you missed it.
Pacers down 3. Halliburton's got the ball. Halliburton rises up. And there's a whistle. Oh, my goodness. Tyrese Halliburton.
You can see the fans and his teammates just going wild over that shot. The Pacers are in Philly tonight, taking on the 76ers. And remember, you can watch that game tonight for free right here on WTHR.
That game is at 7 tonight, and then catch the Pacers-Bucks rematch on Saturday again here on 13. We'll also bring you Wednesday's matchup as the Blue and Gold play host to the Dallas Mavericks. I hope we have something that exciting at this game. Good morning, Chuck.
Yeah, me too. Well, it's an exciting weather pattern, let me tell you. 79 for a beautiful day today, but a chance of significant tornadoes in Illinois and here in Indiana, from a slight risk of severe weather to an elevated risk of severe weather with strong damaging winds and hail and heavy rain all possible tonight. We'll have a timeline for you coming up.
All right, this morning a trade war is brewing between the U.S. and European Union. At 6:45, the financial fight that could put a higher price on what's inside your liquor cabinet.
And another terrifying moment in the sky. An American Airlines flight making an emergency landing. At 6:15, what happened that had passengers fleeing for the door?